In today's video, we're going to repair this deep gouge left in the toe of this pair of Edward Greens. I'm Kirby Allison, and I love helping the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes. Join me as we explore the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Here at Kirby Allison Hanger Project, we have a Shine by Mail service that receives shoes that really run the entire spectrum of condition. Today we've received a pair of Edward Green shoes for our Presidential Shoe Shine, which is our most intensive and extensive shoe shine service that we offer here at Kirby Allison, that has received a really deep gouge here on the toe cap. So you can see this right here, that this customer probably was walking along the street and maybe hit a curb or who knows what, but did something to really damage the leather here. This is what I would call a deep gouge. It's more than just a scuff or even a superficial scratch that can be fixed with a little bit of cream polish. It goes deeper into the leather and really requires a little bit of extra attention and care in order to conceal this damage. So in our Presidential Shoe Shine service, of course, the entire shoe gets restored, including any types of scuffs, scratches, or even gouges. Now with most small scratches or scuffs, cream polish, like the cream polish we sell here at Kirby Allison, really is perfectly fine in order to conceal those. Those waxes will help even out the finish of the shoe. But whenever it comes to gouging, you really need something more, and for that is the Renovating Repair Cream. Now the Renovating Repair Cream is different than a cream polish in that it's resin-based, so it allows you to actually fill in those deep gouges like a putty and smooth them out so that you can then shine on top of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill this using the Renovating Repair Cream, and then we're going to actually shine the shoes using the mirror gloss and some wax polish to build a wax finish on top of that damage on the toe cap. Now these shoes were sent to us for a Presidential Shoe Shine, and so they've already been stripped with the Saphir Renomat that's going to pull off anything that's been placed on top of that leather, harmful polishes, any silicones or resins for that matter. We then applied the Saphir Dubbin for that really deep conditioning, some Saphir Renovator. I've done 2 coats of a cream polish, and now it's the point where we begin to repair those deep gouges before moving on to a mirror shine. So the first thing is to find a particular pigment in the Renovating Repair Cream that matches the color of the shoe. And for this pair of Edward Greens, I'm going to use our Cognac Renovating Repair Cream. Now this is supplied in a tube and is really only meant for that spot treatment, filling in deep scuffs or scratches. It's not something that you would spread around the entire shoe because it would totally change the texture. It would sit on top of the leather, and you would lose the beautiful natural look of a really fine piece of leather like what we have here on these Edward Greens. So I'm going to open this up, and you see it comes sealed. It's very simple. You just puncture the cap. And you'll see that this is actually a pretty thick cream. So let's just squeeze a little bit of this out. And what you can see is it's actually is almost like oil paint. I mean, it's a resin and pigment formulation. So it's going to dry and actually allow you to kind of fill up these gouges. So using my finger, I'm just going to apply it right there. You want to make sure that you don't get it anywhere that you don't want it. And you might need to apply a few coats of this in order to build up that finish. So I really just want this inside where that gouge is. So I'm going to use my chamois to remove kind of around it. And you can see it's filling that deep gouge. So what we want to do here is actually, to build that up so that we can then smooth it out and shine on top of it. And that's what the Renovating Repair Cream is really excellent with. So we're going to apply a second application to continue to build that, to fill in that recess where that deep gouge is. I'm going to apply it very carefully just to the affected area. And then I'm going to take using kind of my finger. And the chamois. I want to remove as much of that excess as possible. So let me just... So we're going to let this continue to dry. Each application requires about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe a little bit faster if you're going to blow on it, to dry. You want it to fully dry before you add that next application because, again, we're filling that up so that we can then polish on top of it. So I'm just continuing to apply additional layers of the Renovating Repair Cream until I get that gouge really filled up. What I want is this leather to be smooth again so that whenever I shine over it, you really can't tell that there's a big, deep gouge. So here, this is probably going to be my last layer. What I'm going to do here is actually leave that built up a little bit with the idea that then whenever I come and shine on top of that, I can kind of shine that down a little bit. And we'll see what happens. Okay, I've smoothed that down a little bit. So I'm coming in from each edge so that I don't, whenever I'm actually smearing that Renovating Repair Cream, that I don't over smear it past the edge. So you can see I'm just coming in really gently, right, from the outside edge, and then again, kind of towards the middle. There's no such thing as a perfect match. So again, one of the things that we'll do is we'll add a little bit of antiquing here. We'll darken this area with the mirror gloss and the Pat Deluxe whenever we add that mirror shine. That'll help blend it all. Of course, you want to be as close to a good match as possible, but again, it's never perfect, the match, so you're going to blend it a little bit, and we'll do that here as we get close to finishing. Okay, so it takes a little bit of playing around, but you can see that this is really quite smooth. Now to the touch. So, you know, that deep gouge and the scratch is no longer visible in the leather. And I've created a smooth surface that can then be shined over. Now, you're always going to tell that there's like a little bit of a patch here because, again, this is resin that we're putting on top of the leather. It's not kind of the natural open pore leather, but at least it's going to be smoother in appearance than before. So now that that's done, the next thing that we want to then do is polish over that. Now there's going to be a little bit of blending that needs to take place to kind of bring all this together. So antiquing is a great choice for that. And I'm going to use some Saphir Mirror Gloss, our High Shine Chamois, and begin building up a nice mirror shine on these shoes. So we're going to use kind of the standard mirror shine process. High Shine Chamois, mirror shine, and we're going to begin building up this wax finish. Now what I hope is going to happen here once we work this over this area is that it's going to help blend this blemish, that big scratch, and then the waxes will help further smooth that out because, again, those waxes are going to help build that surface up and make it smooth. So let's get this started. I'm not going to show you the entire process here because we've got plenty of videos where we go through a mirror shine, but I just wanted you to see, again, kind of the approach for how to repair deep gouges and scratches on a leather pair of dress shoes. And so let me spend a little bit of time working on this mirror shine. I'm going to work on the other shoe also, and then we'll see how these look in a few moments. Okay, so you can really see that these shoes came together. So I finished the rest of the Presidential Shoe Shine. So after I repaired the toes using the Renovating Repair Cream, really building up really particularly the mirror shine on the caps of the shoe. And specifically with any type of scratching or scuffing or even deep gouges like this shoe had on the toe cap, one of the benefits is that in addition to the Renovating Repair Cream, you can use the waxes in a hard wax polish like the mirror glass or just a normal wax polish to help further build that up and smooth that over. So you can see that this is pretty well concealed. I mean, you can see a little bit of discoloration, but from a distance, you're not going to notice that gouge. So you can see the shoes are really quite beautiful, and I like how that mirror shine really came out on that toe cap. So this was sent in for our Presidential Shoe Shine service, which is about $80. And it's a full restoration that includes, stripping off the polish using the Saphira Renomat, rehydrating that leather with really deep conditioning using the Dubin, and then multiple applications of cream and wax polish, and then finally finishing off with the mirror shine. And I think that the customer will really be happy with these shoes. For more information on our Shoe Shine services, go visit the website. We have a shoe repair section that has both our resoling and recrafting, plus our shines there. And if you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to customer service. If you don't want to do this yourself, send us the shoes. But otherwise, everything that I showed you in this tutorial video is exactly what we did to repair these shoes. And it's just a great example of really how effective good, high-quality shoe polish can be to keeping shoes looking great and really extending their lifetime. I mean, without a proper shine, these Edward Greens, which are absolutely beautiful shoes, really could have been considered near the end of their lifetime. Maybe with a few more nicks and scratches, it would have been something that the customer would have thrown away. But with some good TLC and some polish, these shoes have really been brought back to new. I'm Kirby Allison, and I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thanks for joining me.